Hey, how's it going, guys? It's Pro Gamer here, and welcome to Alien Isolation Episode 1. I'm just kidding. I have no idea what the hell happened. I was going to show you a bit of Let It Die, you know, a game I've been playing a bit recently, and for some reason, my character turned into Slenderman. So, yeah, I mean, the soundtrack to this game is pretty cool. The floating, bent backwards, sideways T-Man thing is a bit off-putting, but I assure you this is a great quality game. I mean, just look, it has like wait timers. I mean, that's not necessarily the best thing to show you, but I mean, it gives you good things like, you know, a health mushroom, or sometimes it even gives you free money, which you can get a shit ton of in just the first level alone. I mean, it's just so good of a game, right? I mean, over here we have Space Hitler. This is where I went in order to get my character like this in the first place. I was hoping that would kind of put it out of it, but nope. This is the reward system. Oh look, I have a regular character again. Let's see, does it stay that way? Yeah, I fixed it. Yeah, I don't really know what the hell happened to my character there. But for some reason it happened like after going into here.
Welcome.
And I was like getting ready to buy something, and then I backed out and it just turned into Slenderman. But anyway, for those of you who don't know, Let It Die is a bit of a hack and slash roguelike type of game. I was going to show you the people in there to show you like the whole revival system, but they're out on an expedition right now. But a quick little brief summary of the game is basically you are a regular person who's in an arcade area thingy with Death and a couple other people. It's like a cafe. I'll just show you. I guess this is kind of a spoiler to those who have never even completed the first level of this, which is a bit weird, but technically you're just playing a video game within this video game with Uncle Death, which is the skeleton in front of you. Then over here we have the tip guy.
Yeah, sure, I can talk now. I can beat this guy with my eyes closed. Here, I'll give you a tip.
Basically, you know, Menjin, he kind of just gives you random tips in the game, whatever. You unlock him after doing like a couple like floors, I guess. Over here is...
My boyfriend's name is Justin. He likes to be called G-Head, which doesn't even make sense because his name starts with a J, and he is disgusting, dipwad, freak, goes to the bathroom, doesn't wash his hands, he is disgusting, I hate him, I will never text him again. Oh my god, he just texted me, he said he loves me.
Yeah, that person. Anyways, I did some quests, so now I have like some rewards in like the reward box over there, so I can show that off. But basically, yeah, this is like the quests in the game. Or should I say, mini quests. Like, not many, I mean there are a lot of them, but like mini quests within the game. The main goal of the game is to reach the top of the tower. I believe during the first section of the game there's 41 floors, if I remember correctly. This game is definitely very, you know, cool when it comes to implementing the features in. Yeah, basically, yeah, it's just quests, whatever, right? Once you do them, you come back here, you let her know that you've done them, and then whatever. Over here is Mother Barbs. Basically, this is the lore machine, if you will. It is like an audio tape that like plays it or whatever. Yeah, I'm not giving you guys any spoilers to that. You have to play this game yourself. Anyways, yeah, basically it's a lore reader, whatever. Over here you have the radio station. You know, you move the left stick, whatever, in order to change the station, whatever. Personally, I really like this radio station the most, just because this game really has a great soundtrack. If you want, you can turn it off, and it turns off the music in game. Let's back out of there. Basically, in order to go back into the game, you just talked to Uncle Death. He's a Mexican Asian skeleton wearing sunglasses and has a skateboard. He also calls you Senpai, so I mean, there's just some things you can't make up. Anyway, you can come here and take a look at all the tips that Menjin tells you. Captain Yotoshima is the group behind the game. Well, not like the group behind the game, but it's like the devs, I guess. It's made by Grasshopper Studios. But basically, whenever you log in, you talk to them, whatever, then you go to your rewards box. Also, whenever they have special events, it ends up kind of like, you know, giving you random stuff, and like every time there's a maintenance thing, it's very oriented around their audience, you know what I mean? Like the people who play their game, they take care of them really nice, which is really good concept of it. Disregarding what you saw at the beginning of the game. And basically this is the insurance people, I guess you could say. You know, you got, whenever you revive fighters, or, you know, whenever you ended up buying slots, whatever, or use express passes. By the way, this took me way too long to figure out, but if you ever want to use any of your death medals, which are those rainbow skull things up in the top right corner, you can use them for a few different ways, I guess you could say. One of which is you use one of them and it revives your character on the spot whenever you die. Now remember, this is a roguelike, which means you're meant to die a lot, meaning you probably don't want to use it for that purpose, especially at the beginning. If you're going to use them for that purpose, wait until the end later of the game where you need to be revived at that spot. I did the mistake at first of wasting all of them getting one character up to floor 6, and I wasted like all of them that I got at the beginning. That was a horrible mistake. You should never do that. What I had to do is I actually had to get another character, grind that character out, and go back to waiting room, which is what you're supposed to do occasionally, in order to get your experience points and stuff to level up your character. And then I finally got the character back. But it's a pain in the ass. So don't use it for that. You're going to want to come down here to D8 service. Now, first I never paid any attention to this. As a matter of fact, I don't think I realized that was there within the first couple hours playing this game. You're going to click on this, and there's going to be a few options here. This currency details basically tells you how much of what you have. So you have the kill coins, which is basically the money format in-game, which you get for killing enemies, performing random actions in the quest menu, or basically generally it's just that. You can use this to buy equipment, you can use this to buy mushrooms, you can use this to buy decals, whatever. No, mushroom decals. The death medals are the premium currency which you can buy. The cool thing about this game is even though it's a free-to-play, it does not feature a pay-to-win system. The only thing that you can buy, with an exception of like a few things here and there which gives you like some gear but it deteriorates over time, is death medals. And again, the death medals are just used for this purposes. Now the main thing that you're going to want to use death medals for is not this. Don't use it on this. Basically what this does is it just gives you kill coins for doing it. That's also a big mistake. Don't do that. You're going to want to use it on here. Expand storage. I always keep around like 3 to 5 on me, specifically for like reviving at a boss. But use like any extras you have on doing this, because it adds a bunch of space in and you're going to find a lot of good loot, a lot of D&D materials or R&D materials, whatever. D&D's in Dungeons, it's not Dungeons and Dragons, R&D. Basically, you're going to want all of this extra space. Again, try to keep at least like 3 to 5 on you, whatever. You get a nice bonus when you log into the game the first time, so. There's also the PlayStation Store. I'm not going to click on that because it'll end up cutting out the recording. I figured that out the hard way in the voting time thing, whatever, what I was trying to give like the PlayStation gamer tags to Somatic and, you know, Cozy Strom, but whatever. There's the Express Pass system. Now basically, you can either buy an Express Pass, which is a 1 month like thing. This is another thing that you can buy. It's a 1 month pass to ride the Royal Elevator. And what the Royal Elevator is, it's basically the same elevator system except it doesn't cost kill coins to use in order to ride up the floors. Now the cool thing about the elevators is it doesn't just allow you to just go right up to the top. You have to use the escalators to go from floor to floor and then activate each elevator there. If you miss an elevator, you gotta go back and activate it. I figured that out the hard way too. The 1 day pass, they generally end up giving out for free, usually in log-in bonuses or in apology bonuses, whatever. Or hell, even the little crate I was talking about that renews every 24 hours. I was just poking fun at it at the beginning there. But basically, I have one of them activated right now in order to check out a certain little glitch. I'm not going to show that on camera because I don't want to get this age restricted, but definitely there's a little thing to it with, I'll give you a hint, angling your camera just the right way, and yeah. Basically, don't do that unless you're, you know, whatever. If you're curious on it. Yeah. Basically, over here's the freezer where I was going to show you a little while ago. Basically, there are a few fighters you can end up storing here. After a while, you can end up storing a lot more than just 3 like I have right now. When you get to certain floors, you unlock different types of fighters that you can buy off of a menu. I can't show you that right now without getting rid of one of my fighters. I'm not going to do that. You can send them on exhibition or expeditions in order to target people, and you raid them basically. But not like a PvP type of raid system. It's a AI type system, and the only thing that really like plays into it is the weapons and gear you send them with, and you know what weapons and gears and level the other person is. I got raided by level 20s all the time, and I had no idea why. Now I realize that that's because when you're level 20 or 25, whatever, and you're raiding other level 20s, 25s, there's like no point in getting it. And you can kill level 25s fairly easy at level 1, regardless, as long as you have the right equipment and they don't send the right equipment. So honestly, this game isn't meant to be played fair. You're supposed to pick on the little guy. In here, this is the prisoner system, whatever, I guess. I haven't really gotten into this too much, but there is actual PvP raiding, with like a bit of a tower system, I guess. I really do fucking love the soundtrack of this game. Over here is your storage. Basically, I ended up getting a couple of the 10 upgrades, so I have a bit of a bigger slot carrier. You'll see that like it says fiber for R&D, or rare metal for R&D, or aluminum for R&D, whatever. There's also weapons in the game. They deteriorate over time. You're not meant to have like super powerful weapons that you keep using and using. You're supposed to collect weapons and find them, or you know, go to R&D and get a weapon. These are solo shelters. You'll occasionally get these from the dev team, or you know, you'll end up finding one very rarely. This is basically like a portable safe house that allows you to rest or restore all of your, you know, shit. I guess I've never used them, but basically it just allows you to do that without returning to the raiding room. There are different weapons, you know, variations, whatever. They all attack differently. I personally use fast attacking weapons just to kind of like get in as many hits as I can in order to stun the enemy. Some people use two-handed weapons until they wait until the, you know, flourish of attacks kind of like finish out, and then they take one big giant power attack and generally knock them out in one hit. There's a mastery system in this game too, which if I go to the Underworld Rolodex, here's my data mastery level. And basically what happens is every time you master something, you'll see on the very right of it, it says what level the weapon is. And this doesn't go for just one character, this goes for all characters. So it's a bit of a roguelike and a bit of like a, you know, tie-in. So I guess this is kind of how the roguelike plays in. Now the first thing that I suggest doing at the beginning is farming these weapon levels, so that way later on in the game they do a lot more damage. Like for instance, at level 1, it increases the attack. At level 2, it increases the rage meter. By the way, the rage meter is every time you successfully land a hit, you gain the rage meter. You hold triangle and it allows you to do a big, giant, like powerful attack. Save these for haters. Haters are basically revival, dead, whatever things. You can get new fighters, whatever I showed you in the freezer, kind of. This allows you to raid people, whatever. Save them for those people raiding you, or bosses. That's really the only thing that you're going to want to, whoops, I dropped it. The only thing that you're really going to want to use those on. Either that or when you're, you know, being butt raped by a bunch of enemies, you know, get like a giant AoE weapon or whatever, like the buzzsaw that allows you to hit multiple enemies at once and do it like that, and it allows you to get a couple of them off the front lines. Then you get like less stamina, you know, taken off of you or whatever. Then it allows you to use your skill, which basically you hit the R1 or L1 depending on if it's your right hand or left hand. Certain weapons are two-handed, which allows you to just choose either or really. But it's pretty cool. You can like switch your left hand with like, you know, using left on D-pad, switch your right hand with using right on D-pad. Like so. And this is what a power attack kind of looks like a bit. And then there's combos, which allow you to do things like that. It sometimes allows you to chain them. Personally, oh yeah, you see the little heartbeat thing right there. That's your stamina, I guess you could say. Over here is the reward system for doing the quests. Got hovering metal, arms metal, and a candle wolf metal. Ooh, candle wolf metal is used for making the flame claw thing, whatever. Anyway, anything that you just don't want to do, just put in the storage system like I was showing you earlier. The little crown slots show you how many slots you get, like, from also purchasing the thing. So if you have like a character that has a like manually lower level storage capacity on their person based off of what type of class they are to begin with, then this is also a good thing for you. Let's go and put that away. You always want to like store your material so you just have like extra slots for weapons and, you know, things like that. There is armor in the game, but really it's only there for like basic protection at first. They don't actually like really add to your health or anything unless they say they do. Let me go and equip some. Now be careful because they also have like debuffs as well. So you're gonna go to your death bag, go ahead and equip whatever. You know what? I'll go and put these on. And this is better. See, this doesn't give me as much health, but it also doesn't, and it doesn't also give me as much stamina, but it gives me more agility. No, it gives me less agility. It gives me more dexterity, I believe that is. And it doesn't have a debuff on whatever that is. I think that's vitality. Basically, you have health, agility, strength, dexterity, vitality, and luck. If you come over here to the Tentacle Rape upgrade system, just plug in Matrix style. Here's where you level up. Now, at first it may seem like, oh, you can only go up to level 26. That's actually not the case. Well, technically it's level 25 for a starter server, but based on what class they are, it allows you to have more upgrade points. Like you may have saw that one of them had 6 instead of 5. Right here where stamina is. Basically, the way that it kind of like works out a bit is it gives you, the classes, it gives you something as a bonus, and it decreases one of your stats. But in the decrease stat, it allows you to have an extra point put in it to get rid of that decrease, if that makes a bit of sense, I think. Either that, or I'm kind of thinking of that wrong, and maybe I was just wearing a piece of gear at the time, whatever. But I'm pretty sure that's how it works. And that's how it ends up giving you extra levels. Plus, the extra bonus thing, for this instance, it's health and strength. You do a lot more than the usual class that you start off with. Now, some of them are free, some of them you have to pay for, but only using kill coins. Now over here is the mushroom lady. You're gonna meet her at the beginning.
I've been waiting for you.
Pay no attention to that. Here's where you can buy decals. They all do different things. I'm not gonna like show you all whatever. No, just here's some of them. You can unlock new or more decal spots with better characters and stuff. Here's Mushroom Stew. The only thing is, my max is at 40,000. I have no idea how to get up to 50,000 or to buy one. Probably later on in the game, you end up getting something that allows you to do that.
There's nothing, there's no love, nothing makes sense.
Yeah, she's a bit crazy. Anyway, over here is the PvP system. There's a train. You choose your, like, what group you want to be with, or what state, or whatever. You're allowed to change your thing one time with what, like, you know, you're associate with. First time you get to like ride for free or whatever, I think. It'll tell you like what rank. This is also the way with sending out expeditions too, kind of. You choose someone you want to raid, and you choose how long you want to do it or whatever. I don't think you choose how long you want to do it here. I think you just gotta raid them. I'm not gonna do that right now because I haven't even done that myself. The reason why I'm showing you guys this game is because I was thinking of maybe a little bit later on, maybe after the Final Fantasy 15 series, or maybe even like a double series type of thing where, you know, every other day I post the other. I can do the other series. The only issue with this is that this game gets progressively harder over time, and unlike Final Fantasy 15, I haven't beaten this yet, and it's not just something that you can just beat either. Let me see if I can turn down this music a little bit. As cool as it is, sometimes it is a bit annoying. Even when recording the Final Fantasy 15 videos, I have to like mute the sound volume for the headset. Anyways, it's a little, you know, a little bit more charged from the last video that I made with the Final Fantasy 15 video, so I'm able to talk a bit more. But basically, that's pretty much it. You end up going here. This is the regular elevator you use. Normally, you have to pay money in order to, you know, do this. You start out by using the escalators in order to travel levels, and you come over here, and then this one's all free. By the way, with the glitch I was talking about earlier, basically, if you angle the camera just right, and then walk into a certain location. I'm not going to tell you what, but it has something to do with that. If you walk forward a little bit and you get the angling just right, it allows you to, you know, see something. I'm not going to go ahead and put that on there. Again, I don't want to get age restricted. But that's pretty much the reason why this game has a nudity label on it. I'm not going to do it again myself. Again, I'm not that petty. Here's where you originally come from, I believe. And over here is the bathrooms, whatever I was talking about, the prisoner thing. The way that this works, from what I've read, is basically the female characters get stashed over here, the male characters get stashed somewhere else. But basically, if you can defend them off for 48 hours and they don't purchase them back, then you end up getting to keep their character without paying for it. And they don't get resetted. It's just that they become under control, which is why I would say resetting on it. Pretty sure that's all the basics for this game. If it seems like an interesting series and that you'd want me to do, I'll probably end up doing 3 floors every episode with the boss. On, like, it'll be like as many floors up until the boss. Then I'll end the recording and then do an episode for the boss, and then, you know, stop the recording and then do more levels, you know, etc. The issue is that it may not always be like that, and it'll probably end up stopping like very soon, based on the fact that this game is very, very hard. So it might even change to like 1 floor per episode or 2 floor per episodes mandatory. Some bosses will be so long I'll actually have to edit it out. So that's how brutal this game gets in the future. By no means an expert or a pro in this game, or basically, so it's not interesting. It is a free game. Go ahead and download it if you're interested in it. The only qualms that I have with it are sometimes it's a bit buggy. Sometimes when you're riding the Royal Elevator, if you're being raided at that time, you'll have to fight yourself, and sometimes you may lose characters that way, and you'll have to purchase them back through the recovery system over here. I would show you that, but again, I have 2 players already off on expeditions. You get emails over here from people and shit too, so there's more than just emails over here, so I'm gonna say. First of all, I guess I have a couple more things in my mastery level that I forgot to check. Over here you have your quest list, which tells you like what you've already done and like what you've accepted. Over here is your picture book, which basically tells you how many mushrooms you found. Mushrooms are basically like little things that you find in the game that are like health items, or sometimes they can be used as like bombs. They'll have different effects on them. Some of them explode and you don't want to eat. Some of them, you know, give you health, so you do want to eat them. You throw the exploding ones or the poisonous ones at people. You can find like decals, whatever, and they get collected here, which basically is like a little bit of a collection. Over here is the catalogs. This is basically like little collectible things. Over here is tutorial, which is basically like telling you how the game works, yada yada yada. I don't think I've gotten all of them yet, but there's just like a lot. Actually, no, I think I got all of them in the tutorial. Then there's the TDM Bible, which is the Team Deathmatch Bible, which is basically saying you like, here's that, you know, how the attack, how to defend, the reports, etc., whatever. So yeah, basically that's about it for this game. If you did enjoy this video, go ahead and leave a like. If you did not enjoy this video, then go ahead and dislike it and tell me why in the comments. Go ahead and leave any comments on what you may want me to do for the series, any tips that you would have for me while doing the series if I do decide to make it one. You know, how I should play with this game, or any ideas for any other series that you have in mind that is generally free to play or very cheap on the store currently. The flash sale just passed as of the time of this video, I believe. But I did buy Watch Dogs 2, not necessarily like the best game in the world, but after the flop of Watch Dogs 1, I was a bit skeptical about it, but my friend decided, you know, try to talk me into it, so I might end up making a series on that as well. The only issue is time, because I have school, and I'm going to be getting a job soon, so, you know, that's going to be a bit iffy on the time restraints for making videos. Not to mention, I still have to finish up Final Fantasy 15 with the Seal Dungeons in order to start on that series. So that means that this series, if it is one, will probably end up coming after, you know, or in the middle of the Final Fantasy 15 series. So yeah, with that, I guess I'll leave the video off here. Again, any comments, whatever, subscribe, you know, do what you're gonna do. Any sharing of this video is extremely helpful for my channel. At 500 subscribers, I'm gonna try to do a little something, maybe like a giveaway or, you know, a bit of like a, you know, drop party and Dying Light or whatever with subs, or, you know, I might even play this game with some subs if they have it. Currently this is a PlayStation 4 only title. They were, at least from what I've read, they might try to make this PC. I don't think Xbox One is going to get this, sadly. But it is very big as well. Like, this is like a 60, 80 gigabyte, whatever the fuck game. So if you don't have the space for this, and you don't want to get it for that reason, I wholeheartedly understand. But if you do have the space for it, and if you have the time or the internet in order to download this, I highly suggest playing this. Don't get frustrated within the first 5 minutes. It will get a bit tough at the beginning, but once you kind of get into the groove of it, it does become very easy. So, well, by easy I mean slightly less difficult, then slightly more difficult. But eventually you'll get in the groove of it, and you know, you'll start enjoying it. I know I definitely do. So yeah, that's about it. Hit the subscribe button if you want to do that. Hit like, hit dislike, hit comment, whatever. See ya. Senpai Pro Whale. See ya.